We always talk about the closer being the final fortress, the ultimate guarantee of victory. But what happens when the bridge leading to that fortress is made of papier-mâché, collapsing under the slightest pressure? Can a championship truly be built on the back of an unstable bullpen? Or is Manager Inoue committing the gravest sin in modern Japanese baseball, sacrificing the necessary foundation of starting pitching for a fragile roof of late-inning relief?
If you live and breathe the high-stakes, high-pressure chaos of Japanese baseball strategy, analyzing every tactical decision and personnel risk, you've come to the right place. Welcome to 615 Aldea Baseball, where we dissect the tactical battles, inning by agonizing inning, to determine if the Chunichi Dragons' focus on solving the dreaded 7th and 8th inning problem is a stroke of tactical genius or the blunder that costs them the pennant before the summer even begins.
The declaration from manager Inoue Kazu was crystal clear. Our number one challenge, the key position, is solving the 7th and 8th inning problem. With Shinya Matsuyama secured as the absolute monarch of the 9th, Inoue believes the key to the Dragons' elusive success lies in stabilizing the path to the closer, turning high-leverage opportunities into banked victories. This is where the deep schism in the baseball world immediately opens.
On the surface, the logic is impeccable. If you hold the lead going into the 9th, and Matsuyama is untouchable, the game is won. But the immediate guttural reaction from the forums and the dedicated fans is one of utter disbelief, bordering on rage. Starter neglect is still the core issue, yelled a user named Hawkkiller on Nanj. Configuration changes won't fix a lack of depth. Are we relying only on Alex Guerrero's bat and that one small trade? What about the rotation?
Where is the reliable five-man staff? This contingent points to the uncomfortable truth that while Matsuyama is a lock, the men expected to deliver the first 6 innings, Yanagi, Matsuba, Ono, Wakui, are all inconsistent veterans. Last season, the Chunichi starters managed an average of just 5.4 innings per outing in the second half of the season, a figure that necessitated an alarming activation rate from the middle relief corps. As one furious pundit put it, it's nonsense.
As Kitsune-san on Nanji said, what good is a bulletproof vest if your helmet leaks oil? They need frontline pitchers, not musical chairs with setup men. They argue that investing in a dominant starter, a true 15-game winner, removes the need for the 7th and 8th inning problem to even exist by routinely pushing the starter deep into the 7th or 8th, handing the ball straight to Matsuyama. But to view Inoue's strategy purely as starter neglect is to miss the sophisticated, brutal pragmatism of modern high-leverage baseball, and this is where the counterargument gains devastating weight. Many critics say, just acquire a top SP, but that's a facile, naive demand. A top starting pitcher demands upwards of 500 million yen and requires years of competitive bidding. A solid setup man, often sourced through internal development or configuration change, like moving a struggling starter, costs dramatically less and is easier to plug into the high-pressure ecosystem. The true strategic crux is that Inoue is not ignoring the starter's volatility. He is compensating for it in the most direct, statistically devastating way possible. He understands that while the starters might be shaky, the games are actually being lost between the 6th and the 8th. The emotional toll on the Dragons' fanbase during the 7th inning stretch last year was palpable. It was the moment dread set in. We saw a fire sale of relievers last year, with nearly 10 different pitchers cycling through the 7th inning duties over one agonizing week in August. This volatility is what kills seasons. To escalate this tactical debate, we need to introduce the cold, hard data, the true source of Inoue's obsession. I spoke hypothetically with a veteran pitching strategist, Mr. Kuroda, who articulated the hidden logic behind the focus. Inoue understands the brutal math, Kuroda explained. We lost 12 games in the second half last year where we led after the 6th inning. 12. That's not a starter problem. That's pure setup man failure, a lack of execution when the margin for error is 0. You don't need a new ace to fix that. You need 2 reliable arms who can survive the heart of the opponent's lineup exactly twice. The realization here is the plot twist.
Inoue's focus on the 7th and 8th is not a gamble on acquiring new talent. It is a defensive move designed to salvage the guaranteed leads generated by his existing, albeit inconsistent, starters. He is accepting the inevitable fact that his rotation will falter around the 100-pitch mark in the 6th or early 7th, and instead of wishing for an ace, he's building a fortified bridge out of that weakness.
This tactical pivot dramatically changes the narrative. It's a strategy focused on maximizing the return on investment of existing assets. If the Dragons can turn even 8 of those 12 late-game losses into wins, they move from being a 5th-place team to a legitimate playoff contender, purely through bullpen stabilization. This pragmatic approach is the only way forward when major free agent signings are limited.
The debate over whether to shift Takahiro Hirose into relief duties, as suggested by some fans, further highlights this internal pressure. Every solid arm becomes a candidate for reconfiguration change if it stabilizes those 2 crucial innings. Inoue is operating under the assumption that the 7th and 8th innings are the highest leverage innings in modern baseball, statistically proven to be the point where momentum shifts irrevocably. If he fixes this, he buys time for the 2 rookie starters to develop, or for Yanagi and Ono to find consistency. If he doesn't fix this, every strong start becomes meaningless dust in the wind. The core mystery we began with, is this genius or blunder, is now resolved. It's neither a blunder nor genius, but an inescapable pragmatic necessity born from financial constraint and a deep understanding of where his team truly hemorrhages wins. The true championship challenge is whether he can find those 2 consistent arms in the February camp, turning his hypothesis into reality. What do you think of Manager Inoue's strategic focus? Are the 7th and 8th innings truly the most important battlefield, or is he dangerously underestimating the need for a dominant starting rotation in the Central League? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single perspective, because the high-stakes world of NPB demands intense discussion.
If you found this breakdown compelling, please make sure you hit the like button, share this video with your fellow baseball fanatics, and subscribe to 615 Aldea Baseball for more deep dives into the strategy and drama of Japanese professional baseball.